What's up, Bessies and homies? It's your girl Aisha checking in back with another video. If you're new to the channel, welcome to Strong Friends Check-In Podcast. So I wanted to talk a little bit about respect. A couple weeks ago, I posted a short, and in the short, I said, never try to earn anyone's respect because people are unfair and unjust. I just don't believe you can earn anyone's respect. You can earn trust, but not respect. I believe that the way an individual treats others is mostly a reflection of how that person was raised, that person's unique experiences, and his or her moral beliefs. I think that is the case 99% of the time. The other 1% could be times when maybe they act out of character because they've been provoked. I'd say, okay, that happens 1% of the time. But the majority of the time, the way a person interacts with others is a reflection of their moral condition. Let me give you some examples. When we look at relationships, friendships, and romantic relationships, we often hear people say that good people are overlooked. Why? Because people are unfair and unjust. Now, sometimes people overestimate themselves, but I know from personal experience that you can be loyal, you can be committed, you can be a solid rock for that person, and you can be consistent for years, a decade. You can be consistently a good friend, but it not be reciprocated. And at the end of all of it, that individual might still question your integrity and authenticity. So you can ride for a person for 10 years, friendship, relationship, whatever it is. You can be a good friend consistently, never violate the person, never disrespect the person, and even forgive that individual multiple times. Not just forgive, but allow that person to continue to be in your life in some capacity, right? Doesn't have to be romantic, could be a friendship. But even after all of that, you've been 100%, that person will still question your integrity and authenticity. Why? Because people are unfair and unjust. You will see the same individual give their time, attention, love, affection, and resources to others who are undeserving, others who have not been there, others who have not been loyal, others who have lied to them. So again, people are unfair and unjust. Another example, the workplace. Usually employees who try to earn the boss's respect are overworked, underpaid, and overlooked. Usually the employees that just go in, do their job, go home, they're the ones that get the promotions, the recognition, the respect. But the one that's always trying to please the boss, that's the one that is overlooked. Another example, good parents, bad children. There are a lot of good parents who have ungrateful, disloyal, disrespectful children. The other scenario, bad parents, good children. We see this a lot. We see that there are parents in our community who have abandoned their children, neglected their children. Some of them are on drugs, a whole lot going on. Some of them have been incarcerated, not because they had to be, but because they made poor choices knowing that they had children who depended on them, right? Those children will thirst for the bad parents' love. Those children will do everything they can to try to win that parent's respect, admiration, and love. And if it's a situation that involves a broken home where the parents are no longer together, those children will often turn on the good parent to pursue the bad parent. Those children will dishonor, disregard, and devalue the parent that was there and actually providing for them, but then roll out the red carpet for the parent that abandoned them. So again, it's because people are unfair and unjust. Another example, sibling validation. Usually in families, there is a dominant sibling, and one or more siblings try to win the validation of the dominant one. And usually the dominant one is a narcissist. And so what happens is, because we know narcissists cannot love, they don't have the capacity to love, the other siblings become enablers. They become henchmen. And in psychology, we also call enablers flying monkeys for the dominant sibling. So they're doing all of this dirt for this sibling to try to win validation and earn this person's respect, and they're just being used. They never earn that person's respect because they're just being used. They have a narcissistic sibling. Another example, of course, we know that people have innate biases. Racists are committed to hating blacks. Misogynists are committed to hating women. That's why I do not converse with those individuals, because I know that they are committed to their causes. There is nothing I can say to change their mind. I don't even try, because they're committed to being hateful. Why? Because they have innate biases that have absolutely nothing to do with the individuals that they hate. Also, if you'll notice, the people who pretend to be the most tolerant and the most open-minded are usually the most judgmental. You will see people who look horrible on paper. They have the worst credit, they have a criminal history, they got a whole bunch of stuff going on, right? Others will accept them. Others will embrace them. Others will say, that's okay, we'll help you get back on your feet. We'll help you do this, yada, yada, yada. But as soon as someone does something or says something that they don't agree with, then here comes the judgment. I mean, they are the most judgmental individuals. Not all, but I'm saying I have met people like that they pretend to be so open-minded, so, I live and let live, when in reality, that's not true. They are putting people under a microscope and picking people apart. Meanwhile, they look horrible on paper, right? There was a time in history when those individuals would be sort of ostracized. But in modern times, they're actually sitting in the seat, they think, at least in their minds, to judge others. So it's a very interesting dynamic. And you can see that even in politics. You look at the political climate and you see how that works, and how the individuals who pretend to be the most liberal are the most judgmental. You can't even have a difference of opinion around them. They're ready to cut off their family members. I think Ricky Smiley said on his show that people should cut off their family members who aren't Democrat or who did not vote for Kamala, that they should just cut their family members off and never talk to them again. But this is supposed to be someone who's liberal and open-minded. See? So this is why you should never try to earn anybody's respect. It's impossible. People are unfair and unjust. And I will say that's why my comments are off. My comments are off because I know that there are people who are committed to being hateful. There are people who are contentious. They just want to argue for the sake of arguing. They don't want a resolution. I have not said anything on my channel that is untrue. And I think it was 2 times I misspoke. I corrected it in the description box. All caps, correction. I didn't intentionally lie. I misspoke. One was about a statistic. I said that 75% of students in America can't read. Basically, they read below the literacy rate or standard. And that 75% stat applies to students in California. However, the rate was actually higher for the nation at one time. So even though I misspoke, it could have been true at that time. Then another time I misspoke, it was about, I think it was about Keith Murray, I want to say. I think it was the episode that I posted about Diddy, the case study, because I always thought that he was a part of Bad Boy, but then I learned that he wasn't, and so I made the correction in the description box. So those are the 2 times I know because I'm not a liar. So those are the 2 times that I misspoke. But yes, so I have my comments off because my platform exists to inform women, especially Black women, to inform women and to help women develop self-love. And everything that I post is based on biblical principles. So I am a lifelong student of psychology, so you'll find some psychology sprinkled in there, but it's based on biblical principles. Because I do not believe, in fact, I know that science and morality are not separate. They're not like contending with each other. And I'll talk more about that later. But I believe that there is a creator. I don't believe that we're just here and, I know that there's a spiritual realm. I know that we are spiritual beings, and there's no way to develop self-love without connecting to the divine. I know that to be true. And so that's why my message is what it is. And I believe that the truth, in fact, I know that the truth is non-negotiable. The truth is not debatable. So you will never see me on any platform debating God's word. It's not debatable. Also, I don't know of an author walking the earth today that has written a book that can contend with the Holy Bible. Everything you need to know about life is in that Bible. So for me, I don't care how much formal education I get, I'm always going to lean on biblical principles because I am a spiritual person. We're all spiritual. We are not just physical. So, that's why I don't argue. I don't debate. I don't do any of that. Now, if somebody would like to have like a conversation about another topic like relationships, or even we can converse about spiritual warfare, but I'm not going to debate with someone about whether or not the truth is the truth. I know the truth is the truth. I know it's the truth. So when you don't debate the truth. But I just want to help free people because there are a lot of good people who are really trying to earn people's respect. They're trying to prove themselves, convince people, prove their worth. And I'm telling you, you don't have to do that because there's not anybody walking the face of the planet that can take credit for you being here. Your creator is the judge and jury. Your creator is the one that has already stamped you and validated you. That's why I posted the short about beauty. Your worth and your value has already been established from the moment that you were conceived in your mother's womb. You had worth and you had value, high worth and high value. But you have to do your soul work to know that. You have to do that. People are so concerned about what other people think about them. They are so concerned about trying to win the approval of other human beings. Why? What makes you think someone else is better than you? They're no better than you. They're mere mortals. So never, ever, ever try to earn anybody's respect. We know that people are unfair and unjust. It's just impossible. I say be unapologetically you. And those who love you will love you, and those who don't won't, and it's fine. But be confident in who you are and know that you have worth and value apart from your relationships. Your relationships don't determine your worth as a human being. Relationships don't determine your worth. Your worth and your value was established the moment you were conceived in your mother's womb. That is my message. Know that you're worthy. Know that you're loved. Please like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, it's your girl, Aisha, signing off.